In the sprawling Mughal Empire of the late 16th century, there arose a love story so profound that it transcended time, becoming the very symbol of forbidden love, heartbreak, and undying passion. It was the story of Prince Saleem, later known as Emperor Jahangir, and Anarkali, a courtesan whose beauty and grace captured the heart of the young prince, but whose life was tragically claimed by the cruel forces of destiny. The enchanting Anarkali. Anarkali, born Nadira Begum, was a woman of striking beauty and grace. Her radiant charm was enough to captivate anyone who laid eyes upon her. She was no ordinary courtesan. Known for her enchanting dance and unparalleled poise, she quickly became the most sought-after performer in Emperor Akbar's court. The emperor himself was entranced by her artistry, and her reputation spread throughout the empire. From that moment on, Saleem sought every opportunity to watch her dance. He attended each of her performances, his eyes never leaving her as she moved with the fluidity of water. He found in her the escape from the chains of his royal duties, the embodiment of freedom and beauty that his soul yearned for. The blossoming of forbidden love. As time passed, Saleem's admiration for Anarkali grew into something deeper, an all-consuming love. He began to meet her in secret, away from the prying eyes of the court. In the secluded gardens of the royal palace, their love blossomed like the jasmine flowers that filled the air with their intoxicating fragrance. Anarkali, though initially hesitant, could not resist the powerful allure of the prince's affections. She knew the dangers of loving a prince, especially one like Saleem, who was the heir to the throne, but love, as it often does, blinded her to the perils that lay ahead. In the quiet moments they shared together, the world outside ceased to exist. They spoke of dreams, of life, of love that transcended their stations, and of a future where they could be together, unburdened by the chains of society. Determined to put an end to the affair, Akbar confronted Saleem. The confrontation was fierce, as father and son clashed over love and duty. Saleem, headstrong and deeply in love, refused to renounce Anarkali. He defied his father's wishes, declaring that he would rather give up the throne than abandon the woman who had captured his heart. Akbar, in his fury, saw no choice but to take drastic action. He ordered that Anarkali be imprisoned, hoping that the separation would break Saleem's resolve. But the prince's love was unyielding. He pleaded, protested, and even threatened to wage war against his own father if Anarkali were harmed.
The tragic end. However, Akbar was not a man easily swayed. Believing that the love between Saleem and Anarkali would continue to threaten the stability of his empire, he made a heart-wrenching decision. Anarkali was sentenced to death. According to legend, she was to be entombed alive, a punishment as cruel as it was symbolic. A wall was erected, and Anarkali, the woman who had captivated a prince, was sealed behind it. Some stories claim that she accepted her fate with grace, knowing that her love for Saleem would live on, even in death. Others suggest that she was allowed to escape and lived the rest of her life in exile, but the dominant narrative remains one of sacrifice. Saleem, devastated by the loss of his beloved, could not stop the execution. His heart was shattered, but his spirit remained defiant. In time, he ascended the throne as Emperor Jahangir, but the shadow of Anarkali's death haunted him for the rest of his life. It is said that, as a token of his undying love, Jahangir erected a grand tomb for Anarkali, bearing the inscription, "If I could see my beloved once more, I would thank God until the day of judgment." Legacy of love. The love story of Saleem and Anarkali endures through the centuries, immortalized in poems, paintings, and countless retellings. It is a story of love's triumph and tragedy, of passion so powerful that it defied the greatest empire of its time. In their love, Saleem and Anarkali became more than just a prince and a courtesan, they became the symbols of eternal love, a love that transcends life, death, and the very walls of time.